Hi, and welcome back to the Cannabis Sommelier. I'm your host, Andrew Freedman. If this is the first time you're joining us, we pair cannabis and wine. Today, I've chosen two producers from British Columbia, Canada that I'm really excited to pair together. First, the wine I chose is from Kettle Valley Wines on the Naramta Bench in British Columbia. Cool thing about Kettle Valley is they were actually the 23rd wine license in British Columbia to ever be awarded and the third one in British Columbia. So they've been growing wine on the Naramta Bench since 1992. The wine I chose is a Gewürztraminer, a very, very pronounced grape varietal with a lot of aromatic characteristics. The indicative bouquet of a Gewürztraminer is lychee and rose. So when you're blind tasting, you smell lychee and rose, and it's quite pungent jumping out of the glass. Generally, you're gonna call a Gewürztraminer. This one, made in Alsatian style, very limited case run. I think it actually says on the back here, they made 600 cases of this wine. It is a 2014 vintage, so it has been hanging out in my cellar for a little bit. So I would imagine those rose, white flower, and lychee notes to be a little bit more pronounced now. Color's definitely a little bit darker than the last time I tried it, but that's indicative of it aging. A very pronounced aroma. There's a lot of green apple, grapefruit, lychee, lychee nut, and that rose. This is a very classic example of an Alsatian style Gewürztraminer. The extract I've chosen today is from Gastown Collective, and this is The One. Not to be confused with the Pacific Northwest landrace strain, The One. This is actually from a breeder who found his best Bubba Kush plants and started crossing them together to come up with The One for him, the absolute best one. This extract is pronounced as well. It's the reason I chose it. So there's so much gas coming off of this extract. It's incredible. But as you look past the gas and the skunk, there's so many other notes, and that's why I chose it to pair with the Gewürztraminer. It's a nice lemon amber. It looks like the glandular head of the cannabis, of the trichome, was at full maturity when this was pressed, and it is so pungent. So like I mentioned, gas is up front, but then as I dig deeper into it and I get past the skunk, there's coffee, there's chocolate, there's lemon peel, there's almond, and there's a little bit of white flower, which I believe is rose. So I think it's gonna go really well with the wine. Wow, so much rose, so much lychee. And what the wine helps me do, back to the extract, is actually smell past all that gas that's so prevalent up front in the extract. And it lets me dig right into that. It smells chocolate almond with lemon zest on top of it. It's very interesting. Let's see how they taste together. Oh, back to the wine. There's definitely a creaminess, that chocolatiness passed over as I went back to it there. Couldn't avoid it. It does have a bit of the rosin taste to it. A little bit of plant material, but past that, it's coffee, chocolate, gas, almond, and a slight floral component. It really makes the rose stand out in the wine now that I have it on my palate. A lot of rose on the nose, and wow, an explosion of citrus in my mouth. The acid is super, super high. The flavors pair really well together. The citrus that was lingering on my palate from the extract culminated perfectly with the wine. and it was delicious on my palate. I really enjoyed this, and I could imagine this on a summer day. I could definitely drink an entire bottle of this Alsatian style Gewürztraminer and the one from Gastown, have an absolutely fantastic afternoon. So I hope you'll try this pairing, the one and an Alsatian style Gewürztraminer. Remember, the one is Bubba Kush crossed with Bubba Kush, so really greasy pre-98 or Bubba Kush. I could imagine doing the same kind of pairing, but a delicious Gewürztraminer from Kettle Valley in the Naramta Bench in British Columbia. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.